Hey yo, what is happening guys? This is himalnaruto coming at you with another video. So today I got some great news regarding Kingdom Hearts 3. Now we know for a fact that now because of this article that there will be some characters who will not appear within future Kingdom Hearts titles, which could represent them actually dying within Kingdom Hearts 3. So let's just dive straight into it. So the article comes from US Gamer. They published an interview with Tetsuya Nomura. The first question US Gamer asked Nomura about was if he was happy or a little sad about the Darkseeker saga finally coming to a close after more than 15 years. Nomura expresses that he's not really happy or sad about the saga coming to a close, but he is sad about saying goodbye to some characters who won't be back after this game. Yes, it does come to an end, but I'm not fully swayed to one emotion. I'm not really happy and I'm not really sad. Although I do feel a little sad when it comes to some characters will probably never appear again. Once I think about that, it makes me a little sad, but other than that, I'm just more relieved that I was able to tell the full story. This means a lot of stuff. It could mean the end of some characters. I honestly think that the trio of Birth by Sleep may die in this game for Kingdom Hearts 3. I think Riku will die, even though I don't know why I think Riku will die, but I have that feeling Riku's gonna die, but that's gonna be for another video. But yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of people who will be unexpected to die. I think Kyrie might die, you know, just to add that oomph. But I think she'll still make it in the series, because it's Kyrie. I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens, but I'll make that in another video. But let's continue reading on over here. Nomura actually talks about how difficult it has become to get approvals from Disney. That's mainly because in the past Kingdom Hearts titles, the creator wasn't around anymore, or the team that used to create those titles wasn't there anymore. There was just this one person that we would just have to go to and they would approve and we'd be fine and good to go. But because we've featured recent titles, they still have existing teams of existing creators that are still working in Disney and still working on certain titles. That feedback process just has been a little bit more difficult than before, and each team would have a different set of rules and guidelines, and they would say different things or they would look at different things. It's just been a little different that how it used to be, because of Kingdom Hearts is a bigger title than it was before. I think that whenever we would bring our previous titles, a lot of people at Disney, and this is my assumption, but I do assume that they probably didn't know what Kingdom Hearts was. They'd go, "What's Kingdom Hearts? I have no idea." You know, I just added that little bit of voice over there. But now that it's become a bigger title, a lot more people have been involved in than before. In that sense, the relationship with Disney has changed quite a bit. Emotional changes, I don't really know if there has been any changes emotionally for me, but at least physically I can say there were the changes that we had with Disney, which is pretty understandable. So Nomura said basically, yes, they can still get titles, but it's hard to get titles nowadays, and this is the reason why Marvel and Star Wars will not have their worlds within Kingdom Hearts. But I honestly hope that they do make a cameo somewhere, some shape or form. If we get like a gummy ship, a gummy cube called Death Star, I'll be happy with that. And maybe Goofy can get a shield from Cap, alright? Who knows? There's a lot they can do with Kingdom Hearts 3. But he simply said that yes, it is hard to get properties in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is completely understandable. I don't hold anything against Square for that. So let's continue reading on right here. As mentioned earlier, including the worlds of Pixar meant that certain guidelines has to be followed, but it's not Toy Story or Monsters Inc. This had to most amount of guidelines to Frozen, so I completely understand why Frozen has the most guidelines, because it is one of the most famous Disney movies of all time. US Gamer asked Nomura about the process of creating new areas for these worlds and bring up how they would have to approach the content creators to get input into what areas a not seen would look like, whereas areas for levels based on Aladdin would have been implemented easier. Since you mentioned Aladdin, I'll just use Aladdin for an example. There isn't anyone that could ask about it adding more areas to Aladdin. It was actually easier because we could just create them on our own. But speaking of advantages, because the film was made in CG, we weren't able to use the character models as is, which then we continue reading by. But we were able to receive a lot of different assets that we could actually base references on them to create. I think we were able to do it a bit easier than we were able to do in our past titles, as well as creating something with high quality, because of the original titles were in CG actually. But that's pretty cool stuff, because Nomura is saying that he could make areas by himself because when there was no areas implemented over there. I guess this is somehow like how they did for Tangled. They did create some more areas, and even Olympus, they did that. They using areas that they creating because it's more open world. But also with the Caribbean, the Pirates of the Caribbean world, known as the Caribbean, that's the first world in Kingdom Hearts to actually be from a real life place, so they can take inspiration from that. That would be pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy that Square is actually showing that they did their own stuff back in the past, but now with Disney being on their case now, they're not so much gonna be able to do that. But I still see they're gonna do that. I think they should do that. I'm happy with anything as long as I get Kingdom Hearts 3 as soon as possible. Now let's continue reading on. And now he talks about Final Fantasy characters. I can't disclose too much about Final Fantasy characters or whether or not they will be in Kingdom Hearts 3, because I can only speak to what's been shown. But the release reason you haven't been shown any Final Fantasy characters is that there are so many original characters that need to resolve their own problems and issues, and because their issues and problems are very difficult, they just hasn't been too much space to fit Final Fantasy characters so far. When you look back at the first Kingdom Hearts, Sora was still a new character, so we kind of had the Final Fantasy characters as supporting characters, but now it's been 15 years. The original characters are more polished than they were before, so I don't think that they need the Final Fantasy characters help as much as they did before. Also, when we first released Kingdom Hearts, there weren't that many other titles that brought together the Final Fantasy characters. I actually think that Kingdom Hearts may have been the first to do that, but nowadays there are abundance of titles that do that, so I don't see the value of having that kind of feature in the game. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying there won't be any Final Fantasy characters. Please look forward to more information. Now, the Kingdom Hearts Final Fantasy characters within Kingdom Hearts 3, I have been talking a lot about it, and I honestly think that they should put Final Fantasy characters. Not only that, because look at the cliffhanger that we had at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, you know, when you fought Sephiroth and Cloud were fighting together, and they left us on a cliffhanger, man. They left us on a goddamn cliffhanger. You gotta admit, like, yes, I understand where Nomura is coming from. Yes, I know that Kingdom Hearts is its own title. It doesn't need Final Fantasy characters, but the thing I love about Kingdom Hearts is the fact that, yes, it has a great story, but I also like the characters of Final Fantasy, the way they are implemented within Kingdom Hearts 3. And I love the fact that, yes, Leon and Cloud fought side by side. I liked how Tifa and Yuffie were all there. Aerith was there. Selphie, Tidus, basically the well-known Final Fantasy characters. But if Nomura had to put famous Final Fantasy characters, the most famous Final Fantasy character as of right now is Noctis Lucis Kylum. Now, I have said that Noctis should be in Kingdom Hearts 3. I made a video with PlayStation of the top 10 Final Fantasy characters to be within Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Yes, I love Kingdom Hearts 3 because of the way they implemented the Final Fantasy characters. I liked how in Birth by Sleep Zack was there, and then also within Kingdom Hearts 1 you had to fight Cloud as well as Squall, and even the secret boss fights such as Sephiroth. I'm happy with it, but I really want to see Final Fantasy characters return in Kingdom Hearts 3. And honestly, I think that Noctis should appear. I don't know how. I think I'll make a video for that. So yeah, look forward to it. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Please leave a like, helps me a lot. Comment down in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the Disney being more uptight and more strict of what Square can use in Kingdom Hearts? What do you think about the Final Fantasy characters being implemented? Which characters do you think are gonna die in Kingdom Hearts 3? And do you think Square will make their own places again, just like how they did for Aladdin in future titles? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, please leave a like, helps me a lot. Share with friends, because sharing is caring. Subscribe to become a fellow lightning bolt. But now I have to tell you to click a bell. I don't know why I have to tell you to click a bell, but click that bell so you know when I'm gonna be posting a video for more awesome Kingdom Hearts news, Final Fantasy news, and all more good stuff. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video, and as always, this is the Lightning Jade. Blaze out.